Hi, I'm going to guide you through the steps to download images over SSTV from the ISS using Windows 7. Now, you may be aware that Windows 7 is end of life since January 2020, but many of you may have old laptops or PCs that would be ideal for this project. And I'm going to go through the steps on how to use a Windows 7 device for this project. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to download a piece of software called the RX SSTV, and it's freeware. Okay, and that can be found on a website called users.belgacom.net. Okay, and so what you do is when you go onto the website, scroll down till you find the setup rxsstv.exe. Click on that there and download it. Then once you're done downloading, you can run the file. I click browse and go into C users and select your own user directory. And say OK. It's a bit non-standard to install a program this way, but RxSSTV needs write access in its own folder to save the images it decodes. And just go next there, and next again, and create a desktop icon and install. And then launch. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Now, what you need to do is go up to Setup and go into SSTV. And note that you can't maximize this piece of software, it's just the way it's coded. But you need to check that everything, auto restart is on, auto resync is on, and auto slant is on. And when you're happy with that, just say OK. OK. We need then to configure the audio routing. Now, by default, RxSSTV will try to listen for the SSTV tones via the laptop's microphone, and this will produce very poor results. So you need to install a virtual audio cable. And this way, the RxSSTV can listen to the audio output of your machine cleanly without any background noise causing interference. Okay, so what we do is we go to another website, and this is vac.muzyenko.net, and in there what we recommend is that you download, if you scroll down a little bit, the 4.60, which is a much more stable piece of software. So once, just waiting for that to download, and once that's downloaded, just run that. Say yes, and say yes again, and I accept and install. And install. Okay, that's now successfully installed. So what I need to do now is to check and configure the audio in RxSTV. So what I do is I go back up to Setup, and this time I go into the Sound Control and Devices. Now you can also configure this by going to Control Panel, but we'll just show you here. So if I go here in Playback, I need to make that line 1 virtual audio cable default, and if I go into Recording, I need to do the same thing. Now it's very important to remember that once you've done this and you're happy enough, don't forget to set it back to microphone and also to speakers when you're finished collecting devices from the ISS because you won't be able to hear anything or use your microphone, okay? Especially for Skype calls. So just say okay there, and now we're ready to go. So what we need to do now is we need to test out to make sure that this is working correctly. And so what we do is we go over to, if you go to soundcloud.com /spacecoms/PD120 SSTV test recording. And what you'll find there is a recording, and there's the image that we are hopefully going to download. So if I kick that off, I just check that the RX is there and it's receiving, is ready to go, and let's test. Okay, click that there, and now obviously we're not hearing anything because it's listening internally and downloading with very cleanly and with no interference. Now, if you see the word overflow appearing in the signal box on the right hand side of the RX SSTV, you need to turn the playback volume down a bit on SoundCloud. Keep doing so until the overflow stops appearing. Observe the picture decoding in RX SSTV, and the final picture should gradually appear on the RX tab, and the full picture will be saved in history here. The history folder can be opened by pressing the folder icon on the history tab below the image display. Okay, so that's it now. It's fully tested and we're happy with that. And we can see there's the original image, and this is the one that we've got. So we know that the RX SSTV software is working. Okay, what we want to do now is we need to go to WebSDR, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. Okay, so if you go to VHF in your browser, just enter this VHF-goonhilly.batc.org.uk. What you can do here is you can configure. You'll have to configure the web SDR settings. Okay, first of all, you go to tune it in. Okay, tune in here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in 145,800 kilohertz. We have to set it to FM mode as well. Okay, and if you go down to view, go to make sure you're on weak signals. Adjust web SDR volume slider if an overflow is seen in the RX STV here. Now you are now ready to receive SSTV from the ISS. So wait for the ISS to fly over the web SDR location in Goonhilly, and check for upcoming SSTV events on http //ARISS-SSTV.blogspot.com, and also you can check of ISS pastimes on the heavensabove.com.